My grandma used to always say, an ideal portfolio maximizes alpha while reducing volatility. Warren Buffett says the first rule of investing is don't lose money. The problem is that the risk of losing money is often confused with volatility. You probably already know that the best way to reduce risk is through diversification. And by the end of this video, you'll also know that whoever told you that is wrong, because putting your eggs in a bunch of different baskets doesn't help if each one has a hole in it, even if the holes are in different places. The real way to avoid risk is so simple that even an idiot can understand it, and it doesn't require any fancy math. It's an idea called the margin of safety. It tells us that we should put our eggs in the baskets that we're sure will carry the eggs. That should be pretty obvious, but don't let the simplicity fool you. It's really powerful in practice. To have a margin of safety, all you have to do is think about the value of an investment the same way you do now. Get a price that you would actually buy at, and then take off a big chunk. The same way you should always be suspicious of McDonald's chicken nuggets, you should also realize that whatever number you came up with has something wrong in it. The margin of safety shows us that the safest way to not fall off of a cliff is to stay far away from the edge. Or just never go outside at all when you could just stay in and keep making videos for your 190 subscribers. The reasons margin of safety works so well are subtle and different when it comes to buying or selling. It starts by remembering that you're doing a trade, and a trade involves someone to trade with. When buying, you want to make sure that you're the one getting the better end of the deal. So your reasoning for buying had better be better than theirs is for selling. Being strict about having a margin of safety can make sure that that's true. It often causes you to wait a lot longer than you would have otherwise, which gives you more time to do research and be sure of your decision. And this discipline can even be used while you're doing that research. You'll be able to tell if the people making investment decisions inside of a company are using a margin of safety themselves. For example, there's a chance that those people are getting the company to buy back its own stock at the same time that you're selling. So you need to know if they're making that decision based on value. If they're not, then I'd start selling faster. And when it comes to selling your stocks, margin of safety is even more important. As a small passive investor in a company, you don't really have any control over what happens. When they eventually do something stupid, you'll just have to sit there and watch them do it. The margin of safety is a way to account for that stupidity ahead of time so that you can at least sit there comfortably. In fact, when it comes to selling, one of the best things you can do is don't. Most people lose money when a stock goes down and they panic sell, but this doesn't happen if you know what you own. The margin of safety helps get rid of that fear because you've already done the work to know that what you bought was bought at a bargain, even if the prices now are getting crazy low. And if you're really brave, you could use that mindset to your advantage. If the price of a stock goes below your already strict margin of safety price, then they're basically just offering you a wider spread, so you could buy even more, which is the biggest reason margin of safety is so powerful. It lets us put more of our money on our best bets, our precious eggs in the best baskets. Having a margin of safety lets us relax while our investment protects itself, which then lets us bet big on what we're confident is safe and not mess around with a lot of other things that we can only hope are safe.